Welcome to Bon Jovi Discussions. Tonight I have my very dear friend Michelle Bloom. How's it going?
Ew. Good. How are you? Long time no
Um,
see.
yeah, it's been a while.
Right.
Man,
Couple days.
I'm still winding down from the whole MSG, which we're gonna get into. Well, let's get right into it, I guess. So we are gonna talk about a recap of the MSG residency. It's so hard to believe it's over.
I know. We got tickets
Last
last October.
I know. October the tour was, I mean, let's go back a little further than that. You and I, we got to do the runaway trip last summer, so that was great. But really, from 22 to just this last month, the band were on a break, with John's recovery and all that. And so it feels like we haven't seen the band in forever as far as the tour goes. And it feels like it just happened just like that. I mean, the tour got announced in October, and like, oh my gosh, it's gonna be forever before we see them. And then July comes, and it feels like I just saw open at night,
I know the
and
anticipation.
yeah, and so it's
And now
just
it's just
crazy to
over.
me that the residency is over now.
Hmm.
You know, so yeah, so let's go back to October. So the band finally announced some dates for MSG, and then they're going overseas for 5 dates in August/September. Um, and obviously you and I, we talked, I don't know if I had you on the podcast when we talked about the ticket sales or that might have
We
been
did.
some, that
We
was
did.
you.
I think we had Evan's podcast. I think we did.
Oh, that's right. It was Evan's
That's right.
podcast.
When we all talked about fan clubs and all that kind of
Shout out
stuff.
to Evan, my dear friend Evan. What's
Yes.
the name
Hi,
of
Evan.
what's the name of his pod? I don't want to get it wrong. What's the name of it again?
Evan's podcast. We can link them. We
Yeah,
can link them
I don't know how
right
to
off.
do all that. I'm
I'll
sure.
link it.
Uh,
I'll link it. But he's on my pages and stuff too. But
yeah,
definitely shout out. He
you know
missed
what?
this tour. I know
I
it killed
I
him.
gotta do Evan more justice than Linkit because he's a good friend of mine. I'm going to his page right now,
There you go.
and I can't find it on his page. So
That's funny.
yeah. Anyway, so let's get right into the episode. Um, so this month was they did 9 dates at MSG, as anybody that's watching this podcast already knows. I went to open a night and the fourth night, and my dear friend Michelle,
There you go, Evan.
I had to
Oh,
bring it out a little
it's
bit.
not showing it up. But
What's Just say the name of it.
evanwexel.com.
Yeah. And Evan, I expect to get paid now to promote you. Just kidding.
There you
I'm
go.
just kidding. Just
There you
joking.
go.
Um, so yeah, so I did two shows. And then I wanted to do more, but I have something very exciting going on my end here that I've been working on that I'm really excited for. But Michelle, my dear friend Michelle here, got to go every single night. And a huge thank you to Michelle because she was my update part. So anyone that follows me online, every single tour, every show, I post updates as the show is happening. My dear friend Michelle took time during the show to send me photos, videos, the set list, any updates. So a huge shout out to Michelle for doing that for me on
Well,
this
again,
one.
one of my favorite pages is your page, and
Mine
definitely
too.
my Jovi page and your Jovi page
Yeah.
was the first to get updated. So
Well, we got to give your Jovi page a shout out too. So go ahead, give it a
we
shout
are
out
Bon Jovi from Face Value page
on Facebook.
on Facebook. Yeah, we are started with the face value page and then we picked up just conversations and stuff. And then when we lost our fan club and our board, all the discussions kind of picked up on that page, which was nice to have. So
Yeah. So, but anyway, so let's start from opening night. Uh, and if everyone that's watching, I did do an episode on opening night. I did an episode on the legendary VIP experience that I did on the fourth night. So I won't get into every single detail. This is just kind of an overview of the whole residency. But yeah, so opening night, I did open a night. And I know you know this, Michelle. Being there on the first day was so special. A, because seeing all of our Bon Jovi friends again. It was like a big family reunion. I
oh, yeah.
loved seeing Bon Jovi signs everywhere, fans walking around with t-shirts on, people, singing the Bon Jovi songs. Um, and just Bon Jovi everywhere. And
That
then
was great.
secondly, and I think this is the most important, our favorite band on stage again was so fucking special, especially seeing John, who has worked so hard to get back to where he is now, and seeing him so joyful on stage. I mean, we've seen him tour after tour and everything, and I don't think I've seen him this joyful ever. You know, he's really appreciative and happy to be on stage, and so is the band. And it's amazing how tight sounding the band was on this is on this tour. I mean, they are
And you could
really,
see how, and you could see the closeness too, not just hear it. You could see it, hear it, feel it. It
yeah.
really was one of the most emotional shows I've seen with them in a very, very, very long time.
Oh yeah. You know, it was a true sense of brotherhood. You know, and I
Mhm.
think especially the band, I mean, they were the true inner circle for John, and really the ones to carry John through this journey to help him recover. And I mean, they've rehearsed so much these last couple of, especially these last couple of years, to help him get back to where he is now. And I'm so proud of John. I think it's very admirable to see someone work so hard to get where he is, to get
Yeah,
back on stage and
yeah.
enjoy what his talent is.
Oh yeah,
And
because he definitely doesn't need to.
exactly, he could
Definitely doesn't need
retire.
to.
Yeah. And I
Oh yeah.
think that, seeing so many fans online and at the show being so supportive of him as well, cheering for him, I think that's fantastic.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah.
I totally agree. We've had people even listen, the numbers speak for itself. And we all saw there were a lot of people that I knew, especially living in New Jersey, that were adding the shows as we went. You were logging on Ticketmaster a few hours before the show. There was nothing
Yeah.
every single night. So again, they were pretty much sold out. Those little blue dots were gone. You could buy the pink dots, which was, we've talked about that already, with the
Oh,
difference between the dots. But
don't send me
those
down
blue
that
dots,
road.
that's
Yeah.
Ticketmaster drop. There was not a lot of Ticketmaster drops at all.
Yeah.
Very single, very few.
Yeah. And let's talk
It's
about that.
success.
Yeah, let's talk about that real quick too, because this tour sold out really quick,
Yep.
which is incredible. So it
Yep.
shows you how much in demand Bon Jovi is. And you know
Yep.
what's also great too is seeing the young kids at these shows who've never seen the band before and are so excited that they get to see their favorite band for the first time. And you and I, we know
Totally.
what that feeling's like. I mean, many, many, many years ago,
Oh yeah.
but we know how special that is. And you got to think that these kids who never got to see the band before and are getting the opportunity to see them for the first time, you know, I think that's one of the another special thing about the
Yeah.
band continuing.
Oh yeah. I mean, again, growing up where I grew up, my son is about to turn 18 this week. He's done a lot. He's been very fortunate to attend cook-offs and a lot of things where John's been present. He's met him, and we've been very, very gracious that I've met him as a big fan to see my child. I've backed up and let Jace go. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And we planned to have Jace do the last show with me because again, it's about the friends and stuff, and who wants to take their kid out. He went one night because a friend got sick, and I said, let's go. And that one night led to four.
the
Like, and
Bon Jovi
again,
effect.
as a mom, and again, like you said, the kids, I got into it because my mother lived in the area. My mother found them and thought it was amazing that they were from Sayreville. And I got thrown on the line with her. Hence, hello, 53 years later, I'm still doing it. You know what I mean? And now that he wants to do it with me, exactly what you're talking about. Unbelievable. We ended it in the second row last night and unbelievable, unbelievable memories for him to rock with my favorite band. And now it's become his favorite band. I make memories.
Yeah, and and,
Priceless.
and I think
Priceless.
that you're exactly spot on there because that's what makes the show even more. I think that what makes the show even more special is when you're able to spend it with your family or your friends
Yep. Yep.
and being able to sing those songs along with each other, and you create memories with each other, and I
Oh
think
yeah.
that's fantastic as
Amazing.
well. It is. So, but yeah, opening night. You know, I I think for this tour, like I said, this episode's more of a recap, so I don't want to get into detail about too much stuff. But the visuals on this tour is probably the best visuals I've ever seen on a Bon Jovi tour.
I liked it a lot. I thought the
I
bar
thought was
mock-up was amazing.
yeah,
Amazing backdrop.
yeah.
Great idea.
And
Great idea.
even like the screens. I don't know if you call that 1,000, whatever you want to, or 16. Well, I don't know what the terms are, but
Yeah.
the resolution is what I'm trying to say. The resolution on these screens were crystal clear. I
Hmm.
love the graphics, the way they, like we weren't born to follow. They had a lot of the, quotes and Statue of Liberty, and every song had like really cool designs and illustrations. So, um, and as far as the opening. I loved the elevator coming back. We saw that on the One Wild
Oh
Night
yeah.
tour.
Oh yeah.
But I correct me if I'm wrong here, but I'm pretty sure that in 2001 when they did the elevator, so everyone that's listening, the band would have a screen go up, and it would show the band technically entering the elevator, and then a few seconds later, the elevator opens up on the stage, and you think that you're watching the band live backstage going into the elevator, but I think it was a pre-recorded video, and that's what they used for the whole tour. But on this tour, it was actually live. So if you watch different videos, John's
Yeah.
doing
Once they
different
got
jokes
into
each
the
night.
elevator.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was live.
and yeah, exactly. And so that was great, and I loved watching John, joke around with the band in the elevator. And
Hmm.
something I am crazy for, I hope they'll sell it as a ringtone because I'll buy it. I love the Bad Medicine elevator music. I thought that was
That was cool. That
awesome.
was cool.
And I didn't even catch it opening that. Like, I think I was just so excited, had so adrenaline pumping in me, and I was like, just oh my favorite band is taking the stage any second now. I didn't even realize it was Bad Medicine elevator music.
Right,
And
right.
then I was watching videos the next day on YouTube, and I was like, it's Bad Medicine. And so
Yeah.
I love the way they did that. And I think with a little help from my friends was a perfect show opener on this tour, especially because, like I said, the band has really helped carry him these last few years as far as support goes and being there for him. And also his family and the fans,
Hmm.
everyone that's at that arena are his friends. And I
I've
think
always loved that cover when they do it.
yeah, and the way that I mean, he nails those fucking high
Oh
notes
yeah.
too, and like
Yep.
I remember looking at my buddy Matt during the show, and I was like, he's fucking back, and
Oh yeah.
you're
Oh yeah.
cheering for him. So we won't go through the set list every night. So John had said in the People interview that they had about 50 songs that were show ready, and I
Hmm.
think they did a total of 36 songs, correct, on this tour
I
or on
think so,
this
yeah.
residency. So that's pretty good.
Hmm. Yeah.
Me, I thought it was a great set list. My only disappointment, my only downfall for the set list was I was really hoping that we'd get more forever tracks.
Me too.
We
Me
got
too.
Legendary, Red, White, and Jersey, which those two I love live. I hope
Me
those
too.
always stay a staple. I love those two songs.
Me
I think
too.
Red, White, and Jersey was a highlight for me on the set list. How about for
Me too.
you?
I absolutely love that it's there. The only thing
Yeah,
I thought that maybe again that he could intercede like he did with Lay Your Hands on Me and Raise Your Hands, like
yeah,
if he would have interjected Beautiful Jug because we got
yeah,
Beautiful Jug every night. And I'm like, he
yeah,
could have mixed that up a little bit more. But again, new song, so glad to
yeah.
hear it.
Yeah, and so
But yeah,
as far as new songs go, so we also got Living Proof, which was great, but I think Living Proof could have been swapped, like because I would have loved to have seen Waves, We Made It
mhm.
Look Easy,
Oh yeah.
uh, Walls of Jericho, Fight
Hmm.
Somebody, Living in Paradise. I would have loved to have seen those songs live. So it would have been nice if some of those songs could have been thrown in. And like that's fake. I say this all the time. When you're at a show, probably 10% of the fans are diehards like us that know every fucking song that there is,
Oh
every
yeah,
word to every
absolutely.
song.
Absolutely.
then you get about, not probably 90% of other people who only know maybe just the hits and maybe a few songs here and there who probably don't know a lot of Forever other than, maybe the singles.
Right.
Um, but yeah, it's still, and like you said too, Beautiful Drug could have been swapped out for different
Hmm.
songs,
Oh
you
yeah.
know, because
I think it would have been a good place to switch it out too.
yeah,
So
even from 2020, I kind of miss Do What You Can live. I
yeah.
really enjoyed that one
Yep.
live. Stuff other stuff from 2020 that I'd have liked to have seen would have been uh, Blood in the Water. We saw American Reckoning. I like that one. What ones did they do last tour? American Reckoning, Let It Rain, which I'm glad that came back.
Yeah, that came back.
The harmonica solo. Oh
I
my
love the
gosh,
harmonica
what
solo.
a perfect chef's kiss to
Yeah.
Let It Rain. I love
Yeah.
the harmonica solo.
Yeah.
Because I remember, we did it, other fans that, who did the onstage tour, and John has the what do you call it, like a tambourine thing, which he never used on the tour, but Hey God, you know.
Yeah.
The maracas are for Keep the Faith, and then he had the harmonica.
Really, really like Keep the Faith.
Yeah.
Love the stained glass. I love that we
Oh
have
yeah,
something that represents it now, like because that's always been Johnny's church. I love that we have a t-shirt for that now, a
yeah,
graphic for it now.
yeah,
Like I love that. That's like
yeah,
that was such a highlight to see. Of course, we love the maracas. So
exactly. And one more thing I want to say about playing the new stuff too. I kind of wish we had more collaborations. Like it was great that we got War and Treaty last
yeah.
night, the final night for People's House. That was cool.
Mhm.
But it was cool that Bruce came up for Who Says and Promised Land. Didn't he wasn't he at one of the earlier shows too, Bruce? I
Yeah.
thought
Oh yeah. He was there,
yeah.
but he didn't go on stage. Yeah, he
Yeah,
was
but
there one night.
he was a
He
guest
was in the stands.
one
Yeah,
of
he
the
was in
other
the
shows.
stands. Mhm.
Um
Yeah, I do believe I want to say it was one of the earlier shows. I want to say like the second or the third
yeah,
night, something like that.
yeah. Ed Sheeran was there, so that would have been cool to do Living in Paradise, because he was a
Oh yeah,
co-writer. Although,
yeah,
I mean, is it kind of weird for two guys to sing this? I'm not against that.
right.
I you know, um I don't know. I guess that one's more of a boy girl duet song. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah.
But it was
That would have been cool to see though.
I loved it.
Yeah, Pink was there one night,
Pink was there.
and I
So
kept thinking to myself, granted the way it all fell out,
yeah,
well, if Pink would have been there, when Train was there, like, could you just
yeah.
have imagined if Pink would have gone on there and sang "Living on a Prayer" with him? Like that
Oh,
would have been amazing.
well, let's get into that topic. So let's talk. What was it? Night eight? Yeah, night eight was the
Mhm.
show where John had a really bad sinus infection. Had to can I just did an episode about this the other night. So if you want me to go into more detail, check that episode out if you want to hear more about it. But essentially, John had a sinus infection. I'm proud of the guy. Um, that he didn't cancel because he would have let a lot of fans down, which no disrespect to him anyway, because if he had to do it, he had to do it anyway. But the fact is that he didn't want to let any of the fans down, any of the crew down, and still allowed the show to happen. And I mean, he got through was it 16 songs, I think it was.
You never would have known he was sick either until he hit Bed of Roses. I really think Bed of Roses is what did it. Like that strained whatever he had going on nasally. I
Yeah,
thought he was okay up until then.
yeah,
That's when we were like, wait a second, what's going on? And I was texting you at that point going,
yeah.
um, something's wrong.
I know. My inbox has started to like get flooded. Like my phone's
Yeah.
going off. I'm like, what's going? Like I was like worried, and I started seeing all sinus infection. And then people was like, he's done. He's done for the night. And but he tried to get through Better Roses. He tried to get through Have a Nice Day. It's My Life.
Yeah.
And then he knew that he just couldn't go on. And
He can't hurt himself. I mean, let's face
exactly,
it, we're
yeah,
human and nobody wants him to be hurt or damage
exactly.
anything that,
And, and if you're a fan who genuinely loves John and this band, you support that and say, okay, I respect it.
Yeah.
And because he's damned if he do and he's damned if he doesn't. So if he would have continued on for the rest of the show and had trouble, the media would have just crucified him. Oh, he sounds quote unquote
You know what,
terrible and
Jerry,
blah
I
blah
really
blah.
think the media likes to crucify no matter what, or like he
Yeah,
said, the trolls. But if you
yeah,
really want to get technical, and me and you experience this, all the news media that contacted us, God bless them because they were
yeah,
very, very kind. They got the video that I had sent you that night of John explaining why he had to cancel and him feeling fucking fantastic, but still the words weren't coming out.
yeah,
We were all shocked. He was shocked. We were shocked. It was, and but again, point being, when the media wanted to use that clip from your page, I said, go right ahead, but do not put our names on anything negative because
yeah,
that's what we don't represent. I don't care what's going on.
exactly.
We're
Yeah,
not
and
going to have it.
I think everybody knows that I'm Mr. Positive Bon Jovi.
Oh yeah, no, I wouldn't have
You
my
know,
name on anything
I
on positive either.
I have
It
my favorite
happens. What are
band
you going to
that.
do? It was
Yeah,
horrible to watch
yeah,
that man go through that decision of calling that show.
yeah.
And
And
every single person that was there that was, a very big fan, which it was a lot of the people in the front couple rows. Everybody was shocked, like what just happened. And
yeah,
of course, when it comes down to it, he has to be okay, but
exactly.
no.
And I watched videos where you just look at the despair in his face, and you could tell how hurt he was to end the show.
Oh
But
yeah.
I like I said, guys, if you want to check more into detail about what I talk about and everything, check out the previous episode.
Yeah.
But essentially, he still did 15, 16 songs. He did an
Oh
hour and a
yeah.
half. He
Yep.
does not owe a refund. He technically doesn't owe a rescheduling date, which I think I can probably say this now. I've heard that it's not going to happen, a rescheduled date. No confirmation. Who
You
knows?
look at
Maybe they'll,
other people, other bands, and again, I'm not going to name names, but
yeah,
if you look at other people, other bands that we go and see on a regular, 11, 12, 13 songs. You're fortunate to get
yeah,
a 21, 22, 23 song set. Absolutely.
yeah.
So,
We're so accustomed to seeing Bon Jovi do 3 hour shows. So like I said, you still got an hour and a half, and I remember Pittsburgh, seeing them in Pittsburgh a few years ago in 2017. John came out, same situation. You're having fun. You think John sounds great. 10 songs in, John says, "I apologize. I'm trying to get through this. I have a sinus infection. Blah blah blah." Long story short, he had to stop the show and leave. And I got to see David and Phil sing "Living on Prayer" together, which we never see. I mean, you and I, we've
yeah.
been to so many shows, we've seen prayer, so it's kind of nice to see it changed up a
Mhm.
little bit.
Yeah,
So I
definitely.
walked out of there thinking, I hope John gets better. He needs his rest. I was still happy that I got to see my favorite band that night. I got to see something different, like David and Phil, singing prayer.
No, we
Uh,
still have Pat Monahan come up. That was really cool too. You
yeah,
know what I mean? So
I
it was
still,
awesome that he was there.
yeah, I still laughed at like Pat Monahan did not know the words to
Oh no, that was so funny. Did you see what happened the next day? He played New Jersey. He played
yeah, with
PNC.
David.
And he
Yeah.
was like, yeah, and he brought David out and he was like, I don't think I did this song any justice. I have to have a redo.
Well, I give him credit. I mean, I give Pat Monahan credit because it was kind of spur of the moment. Hey,
Oh,
you need to go
sure.
out on stage real quick. Oh, sure, and like I think just a lot of jumping on the bandwagon and
Sure.
trying to, okay, I'm singing a
Very
song
quick
with John,
decision.
and so and I'm singing along too. And sometimes I'll get into the wrong verse. So it happens, no biggie.
Oh, sure.
Um, so I guess to conclude this discussion, I'm still so proud of John for still trying that night and trying to not let anybody down. And you know what? At the end of the day, he did not let anybody down. He still showed up. He worked his ass off,
Yep.
you know.
Yep.
Um, some of the new songs. So I remember opening night we got Blood on Blood, which I think that was the only time we got played on this tour.
Yeah.
Blood on Blood. Um, well, I'm trying to think of other ones I got. But we got a couple times "Raise Your Hands," a
Whole lot of
couple
leaving.
times. Whole lot of was the tape throughout the whole set list.
Hmm.
But as far as songs that kind of popped up here and there, we got "Blood on Blood," "Sleep When I'm Dead," "Raise Your Hands." Help me out here. What other ones?
Raise your heads, lay your hands on me.
Yeah, lay your hands on me. What's here? I'm so glad I got to see this on opening night. I absolutely loved watching Tico and Everett and David do that intro to Lay Your Hands on Me.
Oh
And
yeah.
I think it only survived the first two nights and it got cut from the
Yeah,
show. And I really dug that. I would
I
like to
do.
see that come back.
Right.
Um, what other songs made a debut? Let It Rain happened, Limitless, which I was happy to see.
Always.
Always, okay, Michelle, you
Oh, off the
re
hook.
remember this. You sent me down this rabbit hole.
hmm
I am so happy that we
hmm
got Always, not once, not twice, not three times, but pretty much probably at least six of the shows we got
Oh yeah.
Always, which
Definitely in the beginnings
we
too.
have not seen Always as a staple in the set list. Oh gosh, for a
Long
long
time.
time.
Yeah.
And it's amazing that every night he would end with that.
hmm
Because I know they didn't do it on opening night, they didn't do it on second night, but they did it on third night. And I
hmm
remember posting updates, and I was really wishing I was at the show that night. And my buddies were texting me, always, always. And oh, fuck, I wish I was there. And thankfully, it got played the fourth night when I was there, fifth night, sixth night. And I was so happy to see John singing that, especially the third night. And I think it was no, it was Tama Tate's video that I had posted. Um, that he sang always, and you could see the tears of joy that his
hmm
ears, his eyes were teared up when Phil gets into his outro solo. And then when John comes back to the stage, you watch Shanks, and Shanks is teared up too.
Yeah.
And I just love that. Like there's so much pride on that stage. And
hmm
so, and he knocked that song out of the ballpark. That song
He
is
did
so
amazing.
tough
hmm
to sing, and
Yep.
he gave his best. And
Yep.
I've said this a million times. If there ever got to a point where he couldn't do the original 1994 version of Always, I would love if he did the 2003 This Life Feels Right version,
I agree with you.
like they did on Have a Nice Day tour. That was
Yep.
really cool.
Yep.
Um,
I love this
so
left feels right too. I agree with you on that. I love the remix on that. So
don't send me down that rabbit hole because
I know. I
I
know.
love that album. I
Me
would
too.
absolutely love if they did an entire show of that album again.
One of my favorite shows was like the Brigada. I was
Yeah,
fortunate to be there when they did the Brigada shows,
yeah.
and they were amazing. I
Jealous.
think they were like 2003 and four, I believe they were, but
Yeah,
they were amazing.
2003 for This Life Feels Right, and then 2004 for the box set.
hmm
But I remember getting the DVD. Well, don't send me down that rabbit hole
We can
because
be on your whole night, Jerry.
um, what else about the show that I think we should, just kind of mention? Um, I also like the new band placement too, we've seen Hugh on the front of the stage for all these tours, these days, Crush, One Wild Night, Balance, Have a Nice Day, Lost Highway, Circle, and then I think
hmm
What About Now tour was when he started to be in the back.
hmm
Um, so it was kind of
Yeah,
nice
no,
to
he's
see,
up front now.
yeah, it was kind of nice to
Yeah.
see Hugh up front. You have Shanks, Hugh, John, and Phil, and then you have David Everett and Tico in the back, obviously. So that was kind of cool. Let's talk about the side stage real quick because that was another highlight for me. So the side stage stopped on after the Lost Highway tour. I think
Right.
from what was it? Maybe Keep the Faith tour? Did it start on These Days tour? I'm trying to remember. I think they did it on Keep the Faith.
hmm
But they would have so on the side of the stages, they'd have fans come up for a few songs. And usually it was Mrs. B with the fan club that would,
Right.
get fans up
Or
there.
radio stations, I believe, also would give out
Yeah.
bracelets back in the day, also.
Yeah. So Lost Highway Tour was when they stopped doing it, which is 2008. That's 18 years ago.
hmm
And I never got to experience that. So like every tour I was wishing, oh, please bring it back. Please bring it back. Thankfully, they did bring it back on this tour. And it was so I did the legendary VIP, which was fantastic.
Oh yeah.
And it was so cool to have that kind of view. You're right in the action. I've never seen Tico play so close. I mean, so
Yeah.
because it's really hard to see Tico from the audience perspective. So seeing being on the side of the stage and watching him actually play was really cool.
Yeah, that is.
And John coming over and greeting all the fans and stuff. I thought it was really cool. Fans that have done the side stage, you guys know what I'm talking about, how incredible it is. And I
Mhm.
hope for everyone gets the opportunity. I could watch an entire show.
Oh, from side stage, absolutely.
So for the powers that be,
Yeah.
if it is possible on the next tour, even if it's
Keep
a
it.
VIP, sell a package where you can watch the entire show from the side stage because
Yeah.
Jerry B and Michelle B
Mhm.
be there.
It's nice too that again, like the fans can access it easier. Like they could have bought it up until a couple days. I believe it was still up. Like you could purchase it
Yeah.
because
Yeah,
it
you
was an
can
add-on. It wasn't like with your ticket, it was just an add-on where you got the VIP stuff and
yeah,
the side stage. So which
yeah,
is
so
nice because you could add it if you wanted to. If you didn't want to, you didn't have to. But it was a nice
exactly.
add-on.
Yeah. And the VIP packages are pretty cool. Just kind of do an overview of that. Like I said, I have an episode already that people can learn more about the
Mhm.
VIP. But you had the legendary VIP, which included the side stage experience for 3 songs, red, white, and jersey lounge, front row seat, assigned chair, a merch package, which was red toe, Yeti cup, poster, scarf, hat, and then the legendary we got a necklace. All
Yeah,
the
the
other
VIP
packages
lanyard.
got everything else but the necklace. Forever was the
Oh
same
yeah, that's
thing.
right. The silver necklace. Sorry, not the lanyard. Sorry.
Yeah. Legendary got also technically a backstage tour, although it wasn't a backstage tour like we're used to from previous tours.
Right. You
Um,
guys got to like tour the stage and
yeah.
stuff like that.
Forever got a good seat in rows 2 to 10, merch and the red, white, and jersey party. Then premium super fan got a seat somewhere on the floor with merch, and then lower bowl super fan got tickets in the 100 section with merch. So the merch was pretty good. I really liked some of the merch that they gave us. Um, that's another topic too, real quick. The merchandise, the pop-up shop. That was really cool. So we've never had a pop-up shop before. So
I love the pop-up shop.
I I am sure that anyone that's watching this already knows about the pop-up shop, was probably at the pop-up shop. The pop-up shop I was like in Jovi heaven, you
Oh yeah.
know. So
Mhm.
it was connected to the Madison Square Garden. And you could go in every day, they'd have exclusive signed stuff. You'd have to look for it. Um, or They had exclusive merch that you couldn't get online, you couldn't get at the garden. So, for example, like the Strung bracelets.
Mhm.
So for people, so Strung is a guitar jewelry company. You have yours to show everybody.
Yeah, one. This is John's,
Oh yeah, the hoodie, nice.
the hoodie. And this is also like a nice quality, nice and
Yeah,
thick and
but
nice quality.
back to the bracelet real quick for this. So everyone, so Strung is a company that does a lot of rock and roll jewelry. So they did a Bon Jovi one that was red and black beads with the Bon Jovi logo, Heart and Dagger logo, and it was exclusive to Pop Up. But I heard through a little birdie, and if you guys keep checking on the Strung website, it's going to be available soon. So keep checking for that.
Wasn't
Um,
it in Hard Rock too?
yeah,
I thought it
some
was
people, yeah,
yeah. So
um,
anybody's not near a Hard Rock, I think Hard
yeah,
Rock might have it also.
yeah. They had a bunch of T-shirts, hoodies,
Mhm.
jackets, paddle board, whatever you want to call those things. The Monopoly
Books,
game. So pretty a
yeah.
lot of really cool
Books,
stuff.
lighters,
I
the little
love the
guitars.
Yeah,
Yep.
I love the shirt designs. And
Mhm.
so that was only open for a week, from opening night, which was the 7th to the 16th.
Yep.
And then they had to change it to like I'm not a sports guy, the soccer thing that was going on.
Yeah.
And then they changed it back to where they had soccer stuff. And then they brought, I think for the 8th night, they brought back some Bon Jovi stuff for the night.
They did. They had a little corner with whatever they had
Yeah.
left or
Did they have it for
they
the 9th night
that
too?
yeah, yeah.
Was
No,
there
wait. No, no, no. It well, in the afternoon they did, but then they started changing it. I guess they were having autograph signing with a different artist, and they started switching it over to the artist that was going to be appearing there and stuff like that, which is again really cool that they see that the U Music Shop does all kinds of different stuff like that.
Yeah, wasn't it Shania Twain that was going to that?
Yes, yeah, it
Yeah,
was nice.
I saw photos. I was like, so it was a really lot of cool merch, and you can actually get some of the merch now on the band's website.
Hmm.
Some of it's on, some of it's on there. And then inside of the garden had different kinds of merchandise. Some of the same, but a lot of they had like a poster, signed poster, a lot of cool other t-shirt designs and stuff. So I thought the merch was pretty well.
Lots of merch.
Lots of merch. Get
Lots
your
of
wallets ready.
merch.
Really good designs, and I know,
Hmm.
yeah, I really like that. Um, yeah, so we covered merch. Anything else I'm not thinking of that we should maybe talk about?
I don't know. I think my synopsis was like the first night started really, I mean, it was strong, but it was what's going to happen, kind of, you know
Yeah,
what I mean? And then I think second, third, like every show got better and better. We hit the little bumps, and then at the end, s- grand slam,
yeah. Well, that's what's so
knock it
great
out.
about. So I've never done open night before, and so like when open night happens, like I said, I'm home and I'm posting updates and I'm seeing what my friends are posting. So like I already so by the time I go to my show, I already know what's going to happen, what song's next, blah blah blah. Open a night, like you said, you have no idea what songs they're
Oh
going to
yeah.
do,
Hmm.
how they're going to open, what's the sequence of songs, blah blah blah. And I think that's what made, and I think too, coming going into a tour where they're back. When there was so much uncertainty these last few years if we'd ever get to see them again. And I remember finally arriving to the garden, taking a deep breath and thinking, I'm here, my friends are here, my favorite band is here.
Oh
We're about
yeah.
to perform tonight. And it's such a surreal feeling. It's and I think seeing the band take the stage and just seeing the happiness that this whole tour was incredible.
And to hear him say at the end, we're not going anywhere. Like
Yes.
that was the best. We're not going anywhere. Like, so in other words, completely left it to say, we'll be back. So the next shows I'm positive will be just as much as the success as these were. And hopefully, do I feel like it's going to be at the magnitude it was for years and years? No. But I'm so hopeful that like we're not going anywhere. He's still going to be playing shows somewhere. And
Yeah.
again,
Well, let me ask you a question because we've done it all. Would you prefer if the band did a tour where they went city to city, country to country, or did a residency like the Garden again? What would you prefer? Now,
I'm up for him to.
besides you living in New Jersey, scratch that factor out of it.
Right, right. Well, I was
Well,
just going to even bring up the sphere. So, I mean, that has nothing to do with New Jersey, which would be amazing.
yeah,
You know what I mean? So, I mean, we've done MSG. I would love, of course, for him to do MSG on the regular. What Jersey person's not going to say that? But the sphere would be amazing too. You know
yeah,
what I mean? Like that's somewhere we've never seen him yet.
yeah. See,
So
I really dig the residency. I I love going city to city to see them, but I think it's kind of cool to go to New York and stay a few nights and just go show to show if you're able to do it. Um, just having them in one place, I think, is really cool. And I think for the band too, I mentally and health wise, I think it's easier for them just to stay in one place.
oh
And
sure.
so, if you were to if someone was to ask me for next year, where would you rather see Bon Jovi do? I would choose another residency, whether it was MSG, the Sphere, a
Hmm.
MetLife Stadium residency, Orlando. The Sphere is Vegas, I guess, but
Yeah.
um,
I mean and it's a cool place because we've done Vegas shows before. And again, it's just it's fun for the Bon Jovi fans too to go to cities that it's fun to see the city too, as well as seeing your favorite band. So that's like we've
exactly.
done Vegas shows and the same thing. it's
Yeah,
really fun to do other things on the strip
yeah,
and do
yeah,
other things in the cities
yeah.
as well as see the
Because
band.
yeah, there's tons of cities that I've been to see the band that I've never been to before, and I'm only there to see Bon Jovi. But
Right,
during the day you don't have anything to do, so you go sightsee or hang out with friends.
right.
So I did. New York City is my favorite place in the world, and I really didn't get to sightsee on this tour because as soon as I flew in, I went to the garden, and I was there at the garden pretty much all day, hanging out with friends, going to the pop-up shop, the
Yep.
VIP experience. Oh, I know one thing I want to talk about too. I loved the fact that the show started at 7:30, no opening act. I know people will crucify me for saying this. I don't care to see an opening act unless it's a big band.
I agree.
God bless the local bands. I love that John wants to give them a shot at performing. Me personally, I don't want to see an opening act unless it's a really big band. Just give me my Bon Jovi at an early time. I'm good. And so that's another thing that I loved about this tour. The show started right at 7:30. And if I had my ways, the show would have started at 5 o'clock.
Right. Well, again, I was just going to say a little complaint that we had, which nothing to do with the band. The doors were opening at 6:15, 6:30 for the band to go on at 7:30. I'm like, I like to get my drink. I like to sit down. I like to schmooze. They should have opened the doors a little bit earlier.
Exactly.
Like,
That, yeah, that exactly.
yeah, they
And
should have opened the door a little bit earlier.
yeah.
Because again, merch lines are very long. So that was the only complaint that, come 7 o'clock,
Yeah.
you
Well,
got to get in there.
so for people that are listening, here's the trick. When you go in and you see the very first merch stand, don't go to it.
No, 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 no.
Go to
Yeah.
your floor
Yep.
and the merch stand, because that's what I did. When I got
Yep.
in opening night, I didn't go to the first because it was packed.
Oh, yeah.
And so I went to my floor, which is the floor
Yep.
level. Went to that merch stand, and there was only like maybe 10 people in front of me, you know.
Right.
So because I don't want to miss the like I said, they listen at 6:30. First of all, if you're not at the door at 6:30, you're further back. It's gonna take you to 6:45, 6:50 to get in.
To get
And
in.
then by the
Yep.
time you get in, it's 7 o'clock. You have to hurry to get your merch, use the restroom, get your food, drink, blah, blah, blah. And
Yep.
like you said, there's not enough time to, because you and I, we have so many friends that we have to
Yep.
see and hang out,
Like to talk to. Yeah.
exactly.
They need to
That's
open
part
the
of the
door earlier.
experience. Yeah,
Yep.
for us.
Yep.
Um, so yeah, I absolutely love the 7:30
Yeah, that's the
show.
only thing. Like when MSG sends you your little surveys about, that every survey, that was the only thing I wrote. The door needed to be opened a little earlier. That was it.
Yeah.
So other than that, it was
See,
great.
I don't,
Everything was great. The cups were great. We got cups, and they're
yes.
nice, nice quality cups.
You,
So
you,
that was
you,
nice too.
do you want to hear my funny story about the cups?
Go ahead.
So Matt Helms and I, uh, he's my concert buddy and one of my BFFs. Uh, we wanted to get those cups. We saw people walking, so we went up to the bar. And Matt and I, we don't drink. Okay, I
Right.
don't drink at least. I don't think he does either, actually. So we went up to the lady and said, "Hey, can we just buy the cup?" No, you have to buy a drink. Okay. How much are the drinks? Oh, they're $25 for a beer. I'm like,
First
you,
day. Yeah.
you can't
Second
just
day.
sell me a cup. So I was like, forget it. We'll figure out you know, my friends were able to get a cup from another bar and not had to pay for a drink. They paid like $2 for the cup. So anyway, so we weren't going to pay $25 for a beer that we weren't going to drink, and I didn't want my cup to smell like a beer,
Right.
and because it smells hard to get out, and so that's going to kind of contra. So what we did was after the show, people were just left their cups behind. And so what we did is we grabbed a few cups and we got a plastic bag from the janitors that were
Yeah.
there. God bless them. And we threw our cups in these bags, sealed them
Mhm.
up. And when I got home, I immediately put it in my sink. My wife did like a really clean schedule where
Right.
she
Right.
had it soak for hours and then
Right.
did deep clean, that Dawn power wash stuff too.
Right.
Really did a deep clean on it, and it's good as new.
Oh
So,
yeah, they're fine.
but my
It's
but
funny, the
my
first couple days that happened to all of us. And then all of a sudden, like I got ginger ale in my cup. It was for
Yeah,
$2. So I
yeah,
think there must have been something like I don't know, maybe their communication was bad the first day because
yeah,
everybody kept saying $25 for a cup. What is that? And then they ended up selling them. Like I even bought them for friends that I'm shipping them to friends because
yeah,
for $2, everybody deserves a cup. So by that time
exactly.
it was here, you get a cup, you get a cup.
Yeah. Yeah, I see they're on eBay too. So I might even go buy some more because I love the one I have. I use it almost every night.
Yeah.
Um, so that's my funny story. Usually I wouldn't do something like that, but for a Bon Jovi cup, I'm like, fuck it.
They're
And
nice cups too. They're not like even like
oh yeah, they're
they're
durable.
nice quality. They're not like a solo cup. This is a tumbler cup, like a
Yeah,
nice plastic tumbler cup. So,
exactly. Well,
yeah.
Michelle, is there anything else that we did not mention that you think we should mention? I think we
I think
covered it all.
I think we covered it all.
I think
Like
that
again,
we're
it's
just
over, but I'm ready for more. Let's come back.
I think if we were to sum up how we felt about this. I would say that I was so happy to see our favorite band on stage again. I was so happy to see our favorite singer make his comeback and sing great and be happy and just
That was the
be
best part is his
just
happiness. Like all of them. They're like it was amazing to see the smiles and to see them back on that stage, no matter what they played and no matter, just to know what he's gone through
exactly,
and know he did not have to give any kind of effort whatsoever into getting himself to be show ready like that for 4 years and to put everything in it. Just
exactly,
to have him look out at MSG and have us look at him, that's a connection that just, if you don't get it, it's sorry you don't, but
exactly. And you and I will be supporting this band to their final bow on
absolutely,
this on
absolutely.
stage.
It's Bon Jovi forever.
Right. All right,
Yeah.
Michelle. Well, let me end the recording. Stay on. Thank you for coming on. I knew you'd be the perfect guest, and you're the best. And here's the awkward 2-second thing until I find how to end the recording. Oh, found the there's a button.